So Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire has been out for going on a month now, and so I don't think the numbers are going to change dramatically going forward. So I think an assessment can be made. It's made so far worldwide 486.7 million dollars, which would put it third. I could certainly imagine it getting up higher than the original Godzilla. It's interesting that the highest grossing one was Kong, which did not feature Godzilla. The lowest grossing one was Godzilla King of the Monsters, which almost killed the franchise, I think, but really focused on Godzilla. So I don't know if that means people just like Kong. But there's a few things I noticed that jump out at me. The first is that the budget is much smaller, and when I saw the preview, it does not look like a cheaper film. So I don't know if they have kind of economized the special effects or what, but it is the cheapest of, even if, because its range is 135 to 150, even if we take the 150, that's still lower than the lowest estimate for any of the other films. So they're reducing the budget. So I assume that if they were going to continue making it after Godzilla King of the Monsters, which had upwards of $200 million budget and made 387, then I assume they're going to continue if they have more than tripled the budget. So I thought the trailer looked terrible. So I haven't seen the film. I own all of the other four films, but I don't love any of them. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. From a critical standpoint, 53% is the second lowest Rotten Tomatoes score after Godzilla King of the Monsters. It has the lowest Metacritic score, so not a critical darling, but from a public standpoint, it has an A- cinema score and 96% post-track, which is by far the highest. So apparently audiences liked it. And I guess it's just big dumb fun, if that's what you're looking for. I saw the trailer right after I have not yet seen Godzilla -1. I definitely want to see that, but the trailer came right after that was released and getting, well, I'm sure the trailer was before that, but I saw it afterwards, and boy, the contrast was stark. And I really looked at Godzilla -1 as a film I wanted to see. And Godzilla X Kong, particularly that final moment when the two of them are charging at the camera like a Saturday morning cartoon, boy, that turned me off. And I'm not too, I'm not above watching trashy movies, big dumb fun, but it's just not the direction I was hoping these films would go in. I was hoping that with the budget, with supposedly people involved who really care about the character, unlike the 1990s Godzilla film when the directors was it Devlin and Emmerich couldn't give a damn about Godzilla. So I was rooting for him, and I have. Here is my legendary Godzilla. And I actually own two, although there's like 5 of them, and my Kong. And these are both from Godzilla versus Kong. So it's not that I don't wish these films well. I just have not. I think my favorite was probably Kong Skull Island. And I'd say that was because of the human characters. I think the human characters are the biggest problem in these films because they range from I don't care to I actively dislike them. And that's a problem. So I know I get what these studios are going for. They're going for the next Pirates of the Caribbean. That movie series, we had $2 billion films, a $960 million film. So almost $3 billion films in a row. We have the Transformers with $2 billion films in a row. And we have Harry Potter, which was making massive amounts of money. And of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so other studios, the Universal Monsters, which face planted the moment it started, they're trying. These are not $1 billion films. 568 million is a lot of money. That's pretty good, actually, given the budget of 185. But they have definitely the world between Godzilla and Godzilla versus Kong, and I assume Godzilla X Kong, are radically different. They are completely changing the tone of the film, the look of the film, the technology in the film, to respond to audiences. And I guess it's working. I mean, 486 is not that much more than 470. We'll see where it ends up at. But I guess the audiences really liked it. And who knows, maybe I'll watch it and discover that I love it too. But I can tell you, I don't love any of the other ones, and I don't find them to have a whole lot of rewatchability. You would think, particularly with Godzilla King of the Monsters, because I think Ghidorah looks better than ever. Rodan looks better than ever. And then you have a whole bunch of other kaiju. And I should be loving it, but I just don't care to rewatch the film. I've rewatched parts of it, but for some reason it just doesn't capture me. Godzilla versus Kong, we have all sorts of, fights and going into the center of the earth and all sorts of stuff. It just doesn't do it for me. So it does it for some people, but I would say that I'm willing to bet that Legendary Pictures was hoping for a lot more money than that with Godzilla and then with Kong. And for whatever reason, I think it's just not reaching that level that it could. And they're going down a route that, I mean, listen, the Transformers, so these scores, 76, 75, these aren't great scores, but they're not bad, particularly one in the 70s. Transformers was getting, look at it, 57, the first one, and 91 for Bumblebee. But we got some miserable scores in here, including 2 teens. Pirates of the Caribbean had a 33 and a 30. Those are, even the 44, those are lower than any of the, well, not the King of Monsters, but the 33 and 30 are lower than any of the scores for the Monsterverse. But you have here, well, On Stranger Tides did stink, but On Stranger Tides made over $1 billion, which is amazing. So, I mean, it's hard to say. But I have to admit, I may buy Godzilla X Kong, but I ain't going to pay full price. And I'm going to wait. And I'm not really excited about seeing it. So, or if it comes on Netflix, I'll just watch it for free. So anyway, that's where it's at. I wish them luck, but I don't like the path it's going down. And some people do. It's got a 96%, so for audience score. So obviously a lot of people like it. So that's kind of my assessment of Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire after close to a month.